The world was confused when the CEO of Tesla, Elon Musk, showed up to the Met Gala with Grimes. Especially those who didn't know who Grimes was. Which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Grimes, she's a 30-year-old Canadian singer, songwriter, record producer, and visual artist. She's collaborated with alternative rock band Bring Me the Horizon, soul and R&B singer Janelle Monáe, the K-pop group Luna, Stan Luna, and of course Poppy, which let's not forget she regrets working with. Okay, this is gonna be a funny video. However, choosing to collaborate with Poppy was probably not Grimes' only regret in 2018.
Okay, so who is gonna send me the Poppy version of We Appreciate Power so I could remix that shit and step on this bitch head again one more time? Yes, Poppy, work!
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Azealia Banks, whom Grimes actually wanted to do a song with, but when Azealia went to LA, she got stood up by Grimes.
And yeah, that's really why I don't collaborate with people. Like, listen, if you want to collaborate with me, you gotta just like send me the file. You know what I mean? And I kept asking her to send me the fucking music while I was in New York. She's like, oh no, yeah, I think it's best like if we work together, the vibes flow better in person.
What is that thing she does at the end? Something else that I found kind of funny was that Azealia Banks sells soap. And she took some of her soap to LA to ask Elon Musk for help on a business plan.
And you know, a bitch came out there with a whole box of soap. I'm like, oh, work. Like, you know, he was supposed to help me write this business plan for XO and all this other shit. Like, that's really why I came out there, you know what I mean? To do this music and like telling me this nigga's building rocket ships and shit. I'm like, well, shit, you know, soap isn't really rocket science. Maybe he can help me with this thing.
Right, so Azealia visited LA expecting to work on a song with Grimes and pitch her soap business to Elon. But when she got there, she was under the impression that Elon and Grimes wanted to have some sort of threesome or hookup.
Whatever little fucking raggedy alien sex that y'all niggas was trying to set me up for.
Tell me what's next, alien sex.
Oh God, Grant.
It seems like Azealia believed that Grimes was acting as some sort of pimp for Elon?
You wanted to impress your nigga, like, oh yeah, you like her, you think she's cute, you think she's sexy, oh, I could get her. I could bring her here, blah, blah. No, bitch. You can't do shit.
Okay, I know that was a lot of weird information to take in so suddenly, so let's just start from the beginning, huh? Azealia Banks is known for being a rap artist who is very outspoken and often controversial.
Azalea's had fights with Cardi B, Remy Ma, Rihanna, Erykah Badu, Nick Cannon, Action Bronson, Lily Allen, Beyonce, Russell Crowe, RZA and SZA, Zayn Malik.
She tends to use her Instagram stories as a sort of public diary, which, you know, it's 2019. A lot of people do this kind of thing, no problem. But not a lot of people get to journal their stay at Elon Musk's house, which is where she claimed she was when she made these stories. She claimed to be sitting at Elon Musk's house alone, waiting for Grimes to show up, and that it felt like a real-life episode of Get Out. She took a picture of her charger and said Grimes and Elon are both crackheads, and Elon was tweeting while on acid, screwing up his own stocks. Which Elon did sort of screw up his own stocks by making this tweet right here and is now getting sued by Tesla investors. But it's also important to note that Azealia was not even in LA when Elon made that tweet, so I think I can give the benefit of the doubt to Grimes and Elon that maybe they're not crackheads and maybe Elon was not on acid when he made that tweet. Elon Musk is better off hiring an escort. At least an escort would have kept her mouth shut about his business. He's got some dirty sneaker, inbred, out of the woods, Pabst beer, pussy meth head junkie running around town telling everyone everything about him. Yeah, Azalea's talking about Grimes, by the way. All because he needed a date to the Met Gala to hide his shrinking dick from Amber Heard. Lol. A fucking rebound, a beta male who took steroids and got hair plugs to convince himself he was alpha. There's no reason that in this collab with Grimes, I know so much about Elon Musk. Grimes really is an idiot. It almost sounds like Grimes thought she was besties with Azealia, and suddenly she's finding out that Azealia did not reciprocate the same feelings. And Elon Musk is really part of the problem. When you talk about white male privilege and colonialism, his family's wealth is rooted in emerald and ore mines in southern Africa during apartheid. This trash-ass beta male pig was given his start in life because his disgusting racist parents took advantage of thousands of black people. Ask Elon Musk what the f he does for Africa? Nothing. He ignores it. These fake-ass libertarian shitbags. She big mad, and this is just the start, folks. And he's ugly, the thin gray lips and froggy eyelids, ununiformed hair growth pattern, pork skin. He's on the Down syndrome spectrum. Oh, girl, why'd you go? For sure, there's something not quite right about that man. I wouldn't give the credit of calling him an alien. He's a mutant. his humanoid group emerged/crawled out of the Caucasus cave system 15,000 years after the first Caucasian Homo sapiens did. He's really a caveman. I don't really know how to unpack any of that. If anybody in the comments can help me out, because what the hell did... But what? This time it looks like she took a picture of her own leg. I mean, I don't know why she never took a picture of the house. Come on, we all want to see Elon's house. Anyway, she says, so you mean to tell me I specifically invited myself into your home after weeks and weeks of you telling me how your man thinks I'm hot and begging me to come to LA to work with your crusty ass? The last time I tried working with a white bitch. The nerve of these crackheads to think I would put my fully human lips on them. Absolutely atrocious. White women really make me sick sometime. Alright, ¿qué le hicieron? If I have any white people watching, what did y'all do to her? Come on, I need to know because damn, she angry at y'all. Turns out Grimes and Elon had plans to go to Vegas for a convention called Defcon the same weekend that Azealia flew to collaborate with Grimes. A spokesperson for Elon told Business Insider that he has never met Miss Banks or communicated with her in any way. However, when Business Insider reached out to Azealia Banks via Instagram, she said, yeah, I saw him in the kitchen tucking his tail in between his legs, scrounging for investors to cover his ass after that tweet. He was stressed and red in the face. He's not cute at all in person. What is that? That's not really relevant.
But the shit that really bugs me out the most is like, oh, I don't know her. So nigga, how the f did I get in your house? With all that fucking security clearance you have in your fucking house, nigga, you know who's coming in and out of your fucking house. Don't try to play me.
Apparently, she also told Business Insider that she could run Tesla better than he does, which leaves me with one question. Why did you take your soap to get business advice from Elon then? The New York Times later interviewed Elon, and he did admit to seeing her on Friday morning for 2 seconds at about a 30-foot distance as she was leaving the house. I had just finished working out and she was not within hearing range. I didn't even realize who it was. That's literally the only time I've ever laid eyes on her. So more days go by, and Azealia posts on her Instagram story saying that Elon Musk has been tapping her phone all week. That's kind of an intense accusation, isn't it? So of course the next thing that Azealia does is share conversations she had with Grimes about Elon. Grimes says to Azealia, he has a giant dick. And Azealia says, yowza, like how giant? Grimes says, I don't know, I guess I could measure it. Lol, he'd be like, WTF? He's always like WTF though. Then Azealia says, but you're skinny, your coochie is probably tight, everything probably feels big to you. Why did Azealia earlier say that Elon has a shrinking dick when Grimes just told her he had a giant dick? This kind of thing makes me want to believe that Azealia just doesn't really like Elon for some reason. Probably because he's a white man. Grimes also said, like, wow, the Russians want Elon dead, and by proxy, we're all kidnapping fodder. And then Azealia says, are you sure they can't read these? Why? And then Grimes says, Elon runs this service, it's encrypted out the ass. Now let's dissect this for a second. So what Grimes is saying is actually kind of serious. She's saying that the Russians want Elon dead, and so by association, she's basically saying both of them could be kidnapping bait just by associating with Elon. And Azealia asks if the Russians can read the text messages, to which Grimes explains no, because they're using an app called Signal, which I was actually confused because I didn't recognize it. And apparently Signal is a very highly encrypted app. So that should be good to know for all you conspiracy theorists out there. Azealia also showed a screenshot of Grimes saying that Elon just got into weed because of her and that he's super entertained by 420, so when he decided to take the stock private, he calculated that it was worth $419, so he just rounded it up to 420 for a laugh, and now he's being investigated for fraud. And then she says cool, probably sarcastically. You know, this just shows to me that she obviously trusts Azealia, you know? I mean, this is some serious information. And something I don't want to overlook is Azealia saying, I'm like a very fierce protector of children and I can see them in the invisible world. What is the invisible world? But Grimes just goes with it and she says, we need to find you a boyfriend so we can be pregnant at the same time. Right? And Azealia says, so, please listen to me and do your album, sober up, then get pregnant. To which Grimes says, wait a second, what was that about the invisible world? And she also says, yeah, it probably won't happen for like 3 months or so. Hold on, Grimes is trying to get Elon's baby! Straight up, dude! She's trying to get that $1 billion baby! So obviously these exchanges were from when Grimes and Azealia were still on good terms. However, the day after Azealia posted these on her Instagram story, Grimes and Elon stopped following each other on Instagram. Aww. And Elon unfollowed Grimes on Twitter. So naturally, rumors started circulating that the two of them broke up. I mean, I seriously can't imagine what the hell could be going on behind the scenes between Elon and Grimes, because bear in mind, Grimes has never said anything publicly about this entire situation still. Even since August until now, she has not said a word about this. And Elon only said that one thing in the New York Times interview. But of course, as far-fetched as it is through Azealia's mouth, she does come through with some receipts, so it's important to keep that in mind as well. And it does continue to get weirder. I know, I thought that it was over, but nope. This train just keeps on going. Azealia claimed that Elon had her phone.
I've been in LA for 2 weeks and I didn't get no music done. I didn't get no trip to Mars. I didn't get shit out of this. I want to go back to my regular, normal black girl programming. Give me my fucking phone.
After she elaborated by saying Elon got an attorney involved, so I called one too. They came up with all these threats of blackmail and said I had to turn in my phone if I didn't want to go to jail. They paid my attorney off to take my phone and delete evidence. I just want my phone back with all my quality nudes on it. Then she posted an apology letter on her Instagram, which hurts my eyes to look at because it looks like someone shook the piece of paper when they were scanning it. I do get a vibe that she had help from an attorney to even write this letter, but the ending definitely feels personalized by Azealia herself. She added that she would like to properly meet him in person and formally introduce herself, since after all, they are the co-stars of pop culture's latest fanfiction. Winky face emoji. And that's when the story kinda calmed down until, of course, in December, Poppy tried to call out Grimes and Azealia felt the need to chime in.
You know, I woke up like, yes, the girls are fighting. I live for it. I said, work, Poppy, get her!
The whole rant on Grimes and Elon was actually about 5 minutes long, so I'll link it down below if you're curious to watch it. But apparently, we appreciate power.
We appreciate power.
It's not really about AI, and it's actually about Elon's penis.
But the real tea is that fucking song is not about AI and shit. The bitch already told me that that song is about her getting chastised. You know, her fans were like, oh bitch, how are you with this guy? I thought you were anti-imperialist. And that bitch wrote that song about Elon's dick. Fuck out of here.
Then, on January 4th, okay, I want to hear a lawyer or an actual news reporter say this out loud, but basically, on January 4th, it was revealed that Grimes and Azealia may both be facing subpoenas. Subpoenas, okay, which doesn't mean what it sounds like it means. It means that they both may have to testify in court regarding this whole leaking of text messages in regards to the lawsuit against Elon Musk being served by the Tesla investors. So of course, the very next day, Azealia Banks clapped back on Instagram pissed. She posted a screenshot from Elon's lawyer attempting to discredit her as a credible source and wrote a caption saying, not enough that they took my phone and tried tampering with evidence, they are still sliding me like I don't have plenty more dirt to spill on Elon. He thinks this is a game. I'm now even more angered by the fact that his lawyer is falsely stating that I lied after being vindicated in both incidents with Russell Crowe and Jack Dorsey. This is gonna get extremely ugly. I may be a lot of things, but a liar is not one of them. Elon will learn very soon who is more powerful of us two. Okay, she's trying to sound like a Disney villain, isn't she? On top of that, she also posted on her story saying, Elon can hack my phone, my computer, my website, have a PI wait on my blog, stalk my social media, have failed attempts to poison me, etc, and none of it is enough to truly want me to give a fuck about the situation. Lol. Wait a second, have failed attempts to poison you? He tried, you're... Alright guys, so we're almost done here. A few weeks after that happened, Azealia decided to share even more screenshots of her conversations with the Grimes. And this is how they went. Grimes is seen saying, your drug dealer knows. Azealia says, heard you got dumped, sis. So as you can see, the date says August 16th, so this is after Azealia had already journaled her entire stay at Elon's house, but it's also before Azealia had already shared a bunch of screenshots of their conversations. So I'm assuming that after the first time Azealia shared her conversations, hopefully Grimes cut it off there. But yeah, this is still before Grimes could have predicted that she was gonna do that. Grimes says, congratulations, you win. And Azealia goes, so stop being a sore loser and stop spamming me, weirdo. You're gonna get in trouble, sis. And Grimes says, narc, narc, narc. And Azealia goes, you don't even have bone marrow, sis, lol. Or a decent pair of lips. To which Grimes rebuttals with, at least I'm not fat. Then Azealia continues, or hips, or ass, or tits, and you smell like a roll of nickels. You look like a little boy. You're not enough woman for a man like that, sis. You keep trying to provoke Paul, you're gonna get Elon in more trouble. I suggest you cool it. Elon is way out of your league, sis. To which Grimes says, only thing that should be afraid of you is the buffet. Grimes, come on now. And Azealia says, after all this and he still wants to meet me, he wants me bad. I'm sexy, babe. And Grimes says, do you want some food? Oh no, I feel really bad for Grimes. I feel this is just sad. So Azealia owns the fat insult and says, Elon wants this fat pussy. You need an IV and a tan. Azealia keeps giving Grimes advice saying some breast implants, some lip fillers, and a burger. And then Grimes says, sorry, shouldn't have said that. Didn't mean to make you feel bad. okay, so either she's genuinely apologizing or she thinks she really roasted Azealia. Anyways, Azealia responded to, "Didn't mean to make you feel bad" with, "You could never, darling. You're a basic white woman, lol. I am by nature superior to you, dear." Grimes says, "Good night. Good girl. Back down, exactly the way I knew you would. Don't hurt yourself, babe. Sleep tight." And Grimes says, "Sweet narc dreams." Narc? And Azealia says, "Okay, you brittle-boned meth head." Oof. So I'll be honest, those screenshots, those exchanges were actually what gave me the nudge to kind of like look into the story even deeper, because I remember seeing the older screenshots and those were fascinating enough, but man, when I really looked deep into this story, it really became more and more fascinating as to how many interesting factors there are that people kind of overlooked, because people just like to look at the drama aspect, but there's a lot of kind of creepy details that are just being thrown around like nothing. And since I saw the screenshots on the day that Azealia posted them to her Instagram story, I decided to follow her and see if there was anything else I could find that people didn't share on Twitter, and boy did I find something interesting. Straight after posting those screenshots, she said, "Is it a stretch to think that each narc was code for the N-word? Pretty sure I got called the N-word. LOL. I've been keeping my nose clean, recently opened my old phone to look through and that just stood out at ticked me off. I will delete. Hashtag Peace Azealia 2019. I thought it was common knowledge, but maybe it's just because I watch a lot of drug shows that I know that narc typically means like snitch, right? That's like the slang. Even Urban Dictionary says that it means short for narcotics officer or a person who is not a member of the law enforcement but turns you into the police for doing or dealing drugs. Now, obviously in this case, there's no drugs involved. Well, actually, technically, she's trying to, wait, oh my gosh, hold on. Azealia said that Elon did acid. I don't know. Azealia also called both of them crackheads and she called Grimes a meth head. So I don't know what to believe, because originally I thought that Grimes just called Azealia a narc because she was snitching, like posting everything about their life on social media, you know, just snitching on their private life. But one thing's for sure, I do not think that Grimes was trying to call Azealia the N-word. So in my opinion, I definitely think that Azealia was reaching by trying to insinuate that Grimes called her the N-word by saying narc. I mean, come on now. And then she follows it up by saying hashtag Peace Azealia 2019 right after she tries to stir up some more drama. Now, what I find so fascinating about the story is not just the fact that it involves Elon Musk, Grimes, and Azealia Banks, and not just the fact that it's funny, but also the fact that it's kind of creepy. I mean, you gotta admit, some parts, as exaggerated as Azealia Banks comes off, they kind of like make you question what is real and what isn't. I mean, she legitimately accused Elon of trying to poison her, and nothing is being done. So did he try to poison her? I don't know. It's kind of creepy. Am I in danger for reporting on this video? I don't know. I just thought like, and why did Azealia Banks stay in LA for an extra week but only posted Instagram stories saying that she wanted to go home and that Elon had her phone?
I really just want my fucking phone and I want to go fucking home.
It also kind of seems like the apology letter was maybe just a way for her to get her phone back, because it's hard to believe that was a genuine apology considering she continued to rant about Elon again and again on Instagram and also in that Instagram post. So it makes me wonder if some of the things that Azealia said were actually real, but at the same time I can't help but doubt her when she says that Elon had a shrinking dick when Grimes told you he had a giant one. And then she goes out of her way to just bash on white people. Like legit, she's on tour overseas right now and she had an altercation at the airport and she ended up calling Irish women ugly.
It's like every time I come to the UK, there's always like some shit with these fucking like airline people. They're just like starting shit with me, you know. I've like worked too hard in my life to be like, you know, cornered by some fucking like ugly Irish bitch, you know, like these like fucking ugly Irish women here. Like,
she says all these things that are so unnecessary and just kills her credibility. And like, she does it for herself. She's like, she can blame other people all she wants, but girl, what are you doing? You're the girl that cried wolf. But at the same time, I just finished watching Ozark season 2 and it really puts things into perspective of how much money talks and how people have power in certain ways. You know what I mean? So I can't help but wonder, maybe there's some truthfulness to her. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I felt like there was a little bit of conspiracy in there and I wanted to also have a lighthearted video because we've been making a lot of serious stuff. And don't get it twisted, we're gonna make another serious video real soon. So hope you guys enjoyed this one, alright? If you did, let me know by giving this video a thumbs up. Real quick, I'm almost done editing the video, but I wanted to add in a little extra clip to include that I am genuinely really interested in the way people think and how these circumstances come into place, right? Like, this is genuinely interesting to me, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think, because this is literally 3 different worlds colliding of like people that follow these people are all in different like types of universes, you know, everybody thinks differently. And so I wanted to emphasize that I'm genuinely curious as to see if you guys have any more insight than I do, because I just like researched the hell out of this and it took me a lot longer than I expected. But not only that, yesterday I was driving to go to lunch with some family and I see this car's license plate and the company, it says Genesis. So if you're familiar with Grimes, that's one of our most popular songs, and what the actual license plate says is Defcon. No, I just think it's interesting that it's 2 coincidence the day after I filmed this video, you know, like how, what a weird coincidence that Defcon is where Grimes and Elon went when Azealia showed up, and Genesis is one of our most popular songs. If you know me, you know that I always say the phrase, everything's connected, so not a really relevant bit for this video, but you know, you already watched this much, so honestly, kudos to you. Thank you guys so much, and I really appreciate you watching, and a special thanks to my Patreons. Here are their names.